Okay. Future Devil, I come to you with a request. The fans on our YouTube channel, they just won't shut up about Chainsaw Man. It's gonna continue, We're so dumb. We're so dumb because it's gonna continue, but there's no way. So I ask you, I offer you my blood, my life, anything. How long will Chainsaw Man run? When will it end, Future Devil?
It will end the end of 2020.
I knew it! I knew it. Yes, now I can go forth and kick their asses. I knew it. Yes.
Part 1 at least. The future is best.
Okay. Chainsaw Man Part 2 predictions. I'm here at David's house. Stuffed animals are raining from the sky. Listen to this nice, satisfying twang. Oh, wait. ASMR twang. Oh, yeah. That's my Phantom Troop coin. Jesus Christ! I can't sit down on my fucking couch without a million fucking stuffed... there's no visual element. You wasted this joke. These are comfortable, though. Yeah. Anyway. So, I'm here at David's house. My laptop has crashed, so we're filming at his place now. But now, since I'm over, it actually looks professional. You see?
Yeah.
That's what I bring to this channel.
It definitely wasn't the fact that you were too lazy the other day to send me all the assets.
That too, but also, you wouldn't have set it up as nice and OCD as me.
No, I wouldn't have.
It's just we're just built different,
Yeah.
So, Part 2 of Chainsaw, it's been a bit, I'm sitting here like, when did Chainsaw Man end?
Like a month or so
I'm
ago.
glad I can lovingly lay, like, in your lap while we're filming this.
But like...
When? No, seriously, like, when about do you think it was?
Like a month ago, I think, at this point.
Yeah,
almost.
maybe almost was longer.
It might be like 2 months. I could look and see when the last Chainsaw Man video was.
Either way, I'd be interested, but yeah. So it's weird. Like, first of all, how long are we supposed to wait? Does anyone know when Part 2 is coming?
I've been following like Twitter and Reddit, and nobody really fucking knows at this point.
It's
like
fucking mysterious, dude.
Like Fujimoto's went AWOL and just decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna wait my happy ass until Jump Plus is ready.
I think he's just I think it's the other way around. I think he's taking this opportunity to have a very rare break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like he's just gonna start when he feels like it. Because once he starts, he won't have a break again for a while, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to Part 2 because like to me it seems like it marks a shift in the way the story's gonna be told while still sticking to the things we love about Chainsaw Man. Right. Like, I look back very fondly on like the slice of life school element of Bleach, and I'm almost getting like a substitute Soul Reaper arc, but for Denji, right? Because now he's kind of known as the Chainsaw Man. He wants to take advantage of that popularity. He wants to get a harem and have like 15 women fuck him, and like think like a rated M version of like if Ichigo from Bleach was like, yeah, I'm gonna use these Soul Reaper powers to get some bitches on my dick. And like, yeah.
He'd be the toxic man to do it too.
No, Ichigo's too boring. Like, no. Just because you don't like a character doesn't mean you can levy every insult at him. Ichigo was boring, and he'd be less boring of a character if he would do that. but he's actually so boring that he's just like virtuous to a T, basically. All my friends. Anyway. No, so that's kind of what I'm expecting here. Is like I think it's gonna be just as dark. Just as fucked up. You're gonna have the same Chainsaw Man Fujimoto style, but it's gonna be in the kind of style of like. Now it's time for Denji to progress as a character because I don't think you got a huge amount of Denji character development because he was being suppressed by Makima. The whole yeah. So that's what I see. I think this is going to be a lot about Denji like awakening as a person.
Oh,
Denji was stupid as fuck the entirety of Part 1. This might be actually him learning and becoming a lot more deep of a character. I feel so. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I feel like we'll get that because throughout all of Chainsaw Man Part 1, you were seeing that. He was the dumb kid, never went to school, never had a chance to go to school because of his circumstances. So he basically was like book dumb but street smart in a way.
Yeah, and to quote Rize, that's really sad actually.
Yeah, so now that he can have this, chance to go to...
You throw shit all the time.
Oh, yeah. This chance to go to school and this chance to actually like have a life, we can see a lot more of that character building and also development of his brain, which realistically, like,
He's still at like 3rd grade level.
realistically, if this was an actual person, he would have been too dumb to actually really learn at a reasonable pace psychologically, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting you bring that up. And I wonder, because Fujimoto is kind of, he's known for like writing more realistically.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if they'll go into that, because I think that he's basically, in any real life situation, he would be stunted for the rest of his life, for sure. Yeah, because like when you don't learn at a certain age, there's like kind of like a sponge period where your brain is like extra,
3 to 5, if I remember right.
somewhere around there, yeah, and where your brain is like extra adept at learning shit. You just absorb everything, and if beyond that, it's a lot harder. Like it's almost like the Nen types in Hunter x Hunter. Of the day, and like where the type that you're not adept at, you can learn it, sure, but you can only learn it up to like 25% capacity, right? What David's referencing here is something that I learned in behavioral science class in high school. There was a girl whose parents were like cartoonishly evil and like locked her in her room just like always, and like never fucking. I made contact with her and just like slid her food under a table and like wacky shit. I don't remember the details. This is real. And they finally ended up like saving her at like, I don't know, 10-ish or whatever. And they used that as an opportunity. They were like, well, she's already like this, so we can help her, but also study what that does to the brain. And that was what they found. They were able to help her up to a point, but she was never able to be as smart as like an average kid.
Yeah, she could only read up to like a middle school level, and if I remember with all the details right.
Yeah, I don't remember any of the details at all, but I just remember it was like much more stunted. So I wonder if that'll be a thing with. That'd be a really interesting arc that I don't think I've seen in like a manga or even a story. Is like someone struggling with like feeling like they're stupid, wanting to be smarter, but feeling like you're physically unable to move past a wall. That'd be really, really neat. And I wonder too how much he'll care about that, because like the last thing that I remember about Denji, from part 1, that like obviously him eating Makiba was like the last thing that like big that happened, and now he's got a child to raise. We'll talk about that later in the video here, but his talk to Kishibe, where he's just like, oh, I want to experience all these shit. No, I want it better, right? No, I don't want just PB&J anymore. I want steaks every morning. I want fucking 15 wham and harem. And I look at that as a guy who is desperate to find happiness, but doesn't know what happiness is.
Right.
And I think, this is the same mentality that gets people hooked on hard drugs or hooked on anything that gives you a little dopamine, right? Because what is life but a constant quest for happiness? And some things are more addictive than others. And life is all a big series of build up and release, right? Like everything pleasurable is a build up and release if you think about it. Like orgasms, food, you're getting hungry and then taking care of that. Punching someone if you're angry, build up and release, right? And I think that like if you don't try your hardest to, I don't know, indulge in the more complex happinesses that are a little more subtle and drawn out, you can find yourself getting in a loop of like. Because a good example is my kind of drug in life is binge eating. I have a problem with binge eating. And when I get out of work, I like to go and get a huge ass meal from fucking Taco Bell or something, right? And I've been doing it for so long that when I try to like quit, I realize how hard, like your brain just expects that. Like that's your release for the day. That's your happiness for the day. And I also noticed that when I binge eat, on a day that I binge eat, really, and like fucking just food coma myself, I don't do other fun things. I don't like write something or edit something or listen to music. I just like fucking food coma and then like scroll through Facebook all day. Like, so you can choose what kind of happiness you want. You can get the quick, dirty, and easy like drugs, food, binge eating food, alcohol, sex, yada yada yada. Or you
feel called out in this.
Well, you do both of these. You don't rely on. You have a lot of hobbies, and you're actually quite adept at them. But that's what I feel like is Denji's kind of character arc coming up here. Is he's gotta learn to distinguish what true happiness is, which is a very deep concept. And like that's one of my favorite songs is about that. Like Feel Good Inc. It's like the different levels of like happiness and like what brings you happiness. And
I find a great irony in that being constantly played over the Amazon speakers.
Oh yeah, my favorite is stressed out by, is it 21 Pilots?
Yeah.
That whenever that plays at fucking at work, where that's perfect.
Oh yeah. They go through that and Feel Good Inc. constantly. I'm just over here like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And Pumped Up Kicks is another favorite.
You gotta wait till Pumped Up Kicks comes and then start shooting up the place.
Oof.
R/sarcasm, by the way.
I definitely didn't make that joke to my manager.
Wow, what a fucking based manager. God, I cannot wait to run for something when I'm 35.
All these quotes coming back.
Wait! It's gonna be great. See, now the reason I always say that after a fucked up quote is because I'm really hoping that whatever news caster is playing the quote will also play this part where I'm saying "can't wait," and I'll be like, "See, I expected it."
See, I called your bullshit.
Yeah. Preemptively, me from the past knew you were dumb.
I've made like jokes with my partner. Like I love that my legacy on this channel is Cumwall and Clip Bullet.
What's your legacy on this channel?
Definitely being a fucking lumberjack harem member in the fucking woods. Wait. That was like the dumbest thing we've ever filmed.
Whenever Paru's fucking new series is translated, we should do a video of it.
I definitely will be down.
The dick boiling.
I definitely will be down for that because holy shit.
So with Chainsaw Man though, I think a lot of it's gonna be Denji's coming of age and just in general learning what happiness is because that's what really fascinates me about Denji. Because from the very beginning, in part 1, his goals were so interesting to me because he had so little in his life that all he wanted was bread with some toppings on it to squeeze a tit. His goals have always been simple shit because he's literally not smart enough to aspire to a deeper happiness.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't know the idea of working on a project for a year and releasing it or going to college and getting more knowledge or the concept of love even. To him it was just hanging out with a girl squeezing a boob, So I think it's going to be a mixture of him getting smarter and thus finding deeper happinesses. A lot of people always fucking make that joke oh, it'd be so much happier to be a dog, and I'm like, yes and no. Right? Because my take on that idea with the whole oh, I'd be happier to be a dog and human life sucks is always sure, you're going to experience less lows as a dog because dogs are just dumb and happy, right? But you're not going to experience as high highs either. Right. The lower the lows you experience, the higher the highs you experience. Life's a roller coaster like that.
Exactly.
So, sure, a dog's never going to feel the dread of going through a divorce or paying taxes or going into bankruptcy, but a dog's also not going to feel the happiness of getting 5,000 subs on YouTube or graduating college or being proposed to, or you know what I mean? So that's the kind of deep shit that I love about Chainsaw Man because you have the 5 to 10 chapters of wacky, crazy, fucking chainsawing, gory, shark riding, flesh tornado goodness, and then you have 1 or 2 chapters of deep, what is life, what is happiness.
Yeah,
I love that about Chainsaw Man.
So it's almost to a Goodnight Poon Poon level, in that fucked up, when it's super fucked up, but when it's super wholesome, it's just perfection. And I really want to see in this part 2. What you've been saying, but what I would actually like to see is him fucking over the trope of the generic school arc so bad.
I'm sure he will, dude. Do you remember how he fucked over the training arc trope? We started reviewing around the time they started that training arc of Kishibe. And we were like, what are they going to do with it? And it was just 2 or 3 chapters of Kishibe murdering them, over and over again.
Exactly, because nothing bores me more than, your generic school arc where you're just sitting there, you're getting classes, you're like, oh, I think I might love this person. Oh, I might.
How did you feel about Bleach's first arc?
It was actually my favorite because it went through that, but it also had great character moments, and that's something I absolutely love. Is good character moments. But your My Hero Academia, whenever they're in school, is boring as hell to me. I love the character moments and that kind of shit too, but it's just ugh. I think it's just my hatred for Deku as a character too.
No, I actually kind of like the My Hero Academia school moments. It depends. I think my favorite.
Gentle Criminal was my favorite arc.
Yeah, me too.
But the school festival shit I hated.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, like that kind of stuff, I would love to see more of, like just the bucking of tropes, because that's what Chainsaw Man does exceptionally
Oh
well.
yeah, and like I'm not even to the point where I'm not even nervous. Like I know he's gonna fucking do some wacky shit with it.
I just want to know what kind of rating it's going to get,
Yeah.
because Fire Punch is all 18 plus,
Oh god.
and that fucking series is something that traumatizes me every time we read it.
After this video, it's about time for me to pop a fucking allergy pill. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I fucking it's unbelievable how immediate. Like I was feeling fine and normal, and now I'm like, you know that fucking like you know the episode of SpongeBob where Patrick and SpongeBob walk into Sandy's fucking dome and it's like because there's no water in there,
Uh-huh.
and then Patrick's like on the ground like like my eyes are both itchy and like my throat is dry. It's insane.
Oh, I was thinking something like that.
Yeah, well, it's because it's just pet hair and smoke, just all up in this house. I'm telling you, I hate it. Anyway,
But yeah, so that's what I kind of want. And the other thing that I would love to see is the rumored like primordial shit. I would love to see them come back and dive more into the lore of the world of Chainsaw Man.
At this point, I almost expect it. Like, I feel like that's one of the only foreshadowed. Oh, sorry, hiccup. That's one of the only foreshadowed things that's left. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
That
absolutely.
and whatever Kobane's, yeah, whatever Kobane's devil is.
Konimbi. I will always fucking meme that.
Yeah, my dumb pronunciation.
Oh.
So that Kobane's devil, and then is there anything else that was foreshadowed? I'm glad Kishibe is still alive. So Makima's like, oh yeah. You know what? I guess the best thing to talk about now is
Babu.
Other than the fact that Denji's now in high school, right? Yeah. High school, and he's like popular now with the ladies and shit.
He also has a child.
He's got a fucking child. A child who is the rebirth, not necessarily of Makima, but of the Control Devil.
Which is...
It's just like, before you say that, it's just like what Power said, where it's like, it won't be Power, it will be the Blood Devil.
Yep.
So this is not Makima, this is the Control Devil.
Yeah.
So, where do we go with this?
Yeah, that's the other dark aspect of this, because Fujimoto has some questionable tastes.
In what way?
Like the kind of siscon that's in Fire Punch.
Oh, true, yeah. No, obviously, like, it's 2021. You know, he's not gonna fucking write a weird romance between Denji and this small child.
That's been the number one concern in the community, though. Like,
no, it's not. You're lying.
You watch the fucking subreddit, my dude. The minute they said that, like, oh god, please don't go Fire Punch. Please don't go Fire Punch. Please don't go Fire Punch with this.
You must fuck these dogs. If you don't know what we're talking about, read Fire Punch.
Just don't.
Read Fire Punch when a character casually is like, hey, children, would you want to fuck my dogs? Or rather, let my dogs fuck you? Dude, Fire Punch is wild. So yeah, Fujimoto has the capabilities and mental capacity to write some fucked up shit. I'm gonna hope that we just leave the child alone. Personally, I'm okay with that. Like, it's fine. Leave her alone.
But yeah, Nyansa has done nothing wrong. Leave her alone. She is
Yeah.
Babu.
Although, I'd be interested if she did start doing some wrong shit. That'd be really... Is that mine?
I think that was yours.
In the little fucking Sandy box?
Yeah, it was Thurman and the bros on chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested to see what happens with her.
I want to see her start being under the Control Devil's guise and start fucking up. And didn't you have to correct her constantly, like the overprotective parent?
Yeah, because what Kishibe said was if we sent her to, like, the government, she'd just end up the same as Makima again, right? So his hope is that under you, she'll be different.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, definitely she will be. I mean, you know what I mean?
You've got her with a developmentally stunted idiot.
Well, and then I love that line, too, because, like, it really makes a lot of sense why Makima's the way she is. Because, like, you get the vibe that they wanted to make her into, like, a military puppet thing, right? Like, ironically, they wanted to control the Control Devil.
Yeah.
I should have known that wasn't going to work. But, like, that, you know, I understand the thought process. I really do. Like, if we raise this child with these powers, and we kind of do a gaslighting thing where we, like, do that toxic parent thing where just do what we say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's very alluring for a government. And if you had that bitch on, and I imagine like there's probably a massive untold story about Makima's upbringing that we're not seeing, and I can visualize it now in my head. I can visualize the like Makima's teen years being used to just wipe out whole armies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can imagine her just like I could see a cool scene where. Cause it must have been Japan's government that had it, right? So I can see a cool scene where like Japan is facing off against. I know the Soviet Union still exists in this world, so maybe they're like facing off against them, some army from them, and just this teen Makima walks out, and with all these soldiers with guns, and they're like, "What the? Stand down!" And she just does some shit, and they all like take their guns and shoot, like Lelouch style. Yeah. Like I Lelouch v Britannia command. So like I could just visualize her doing that for years. And finally, like, a moment where something must have happened where she's like, why am I following orders? I am the control devil. Yeah.
And then, like, she just mass murders the Japan military.
So good. Like, that's what's so... Chainsaw Man and Fujimoto, more than anything, is phenomenal at, like, even with the details he leaves out, somehow he writes it in such a way that makes the imagination go wild. Like, you can think about so much.
That's why, like, the subreddit's a beautiful place because it's full of like
reading theories. And
shit.
Shit.
It's full of fan theories of what happened with this character, what could happen with this character. I'm sure like Fire Punch's subreddit's the same way. I'm sure like his one shot that they kind of pulled the Nyata name from is the same way. But like, goddamn, I would love to see a dive into some of these characters and like what led them down their paths in part 2, and like almost like. Ease on the fan theories and give us some closure to some parts, but even without that, it's such a fucking beautiful series where like not a single thing that you could say could be any wilder than what we've imagined at this point.
Huh. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it still wouldn't bother me though. I hate it when people let their imaginations like ruin shit for them. It's like, that's
it's like J.K. Rowling's Twitter.
Yeah. Y'all want to fucking apparate your shit out of the building, bro?
The Hufflepuffs are extremely sexually active.
Is that real?
That was one that like they all like had.
True as a Hufflepuff, I must say.
They all like apparently had like a corner where they would all masturbate.
Listen. It sounds like some shit you're making up. I'll be honest. So until I see proof, like, David is a pathological liar.
But like, holy fucking shit, dude. There's so much that I would love to see with part 2, and I feel like at this point we're just rambling for rambling's sake.
Yeah, I guess final thoughts for me, just summarizing it out. I assume it's going to be school life, a lot of Denji development, and like I'm excited. Maybe like I imagine he could introduce us to like some of Denji's like classmates, and like part of me hopes that they survive long enough to like really get attached to them.
Part of me wants to see them all wiped out immediately.
That too. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Who is even like alive right now? Oh, it's him, Kobani, Kishibe. Anyone else?
I think that's the whole ass cast.
I'm trying to think. Like I know that Makima revived like some of the hybrids, but like, are they dead now that Makima's dead? Like, we don't really know, do we?
Yeah, that's the part of her power that we really don't know. Is like, are they alive? Are they dead? Or did he, eat them too?
Did he eat them out?
I mean, he probably ate Rize out.
Good.
Rize's
hot.
I can't stand her.
For no reason, too. No reason. You just want to be different.
But like, that's a big point. Like, did they live or did they die? Because if they're still active, are they of their own volition now, or are they just mindless husks?
Well, what would they even be mindless husks to without Makima?
Exactly.
They're just Nyata, or Nyata, was that her name?
Yeah.
Just Denji's like, Nyata, honey, Nyata, please, baby, can you order Rize to consensually fuck me? I order you to consensually fuck me. I order you consensually. I love that. That's phenomenal. I order you to fuck me and like it.
And with that,
why
peace.
is that so funny to me? Peace? Well, you can't say peace until I run up to the fucking mouse and push stop record, huh? Peace.